Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Crazy last 24 hours we've had in the markets, all sort of financial markets. You're in 5 different longs right now, Pad. Wow. Careful, buddy. Careful. You don't want to overexpose yourself to any bias. Awesome. Got a few people joining in, so why don't we just start taking a bit of a peek at what good old dollar is doing now that President Donald Trump is in office. We've been talking about this level for a fair bit. We're now into this monthly candle right here. Well and truly, and we can see we've got some nice reaction. This is on the weekly, so we're about to print 2 weekly bearish candle, which hasn't happened in a long time. So 1, 2, you can see we've had pretty much just bullish price action up until now. So really good to see that finally the dollar might just be ready to it's filled the imbalance and might just be ready to finally push down. And I say finally because that means that we're going to have some nice rally of assets, stocks, and hopefully crypto too. So I want to know in the chat, were you guys a little bit surprised about not having any first order crypto related? I didn't see anything signing crypto related. Did I miss something? Yeah, not surprised. No. I was hoping for one, especially after the whole Trump coin situation, but interesting times indeed. I think the narrative just shifted now as we're entering the world of chaos, in my opinion, the era of chaos. The next few months are just going to be fiction. But let's take a look at what our favorite alts, actually not alts, but our favorite main caps are doing. So let's have a look at Bitcoin, and we can see this nice little harmonic that we're seeing playing out. Here we had some sort of TP for the short, and now I was looking, we called it last week for this long. Unfortunately, never hit. We got real close, but not close enough. You can see I was expecting this kind of liquidity to be taken out. We didn't quite get there. We just rejected, which is obviously a sign of strength. So it's not all bad, but this was my candle of interest right here. I was looking at 50% entry of that candle. We didn't get it. We got some nice higher lows being made, which is great, but we can probably delete this setup now. So I wanted to keep all the charts pretty much untouched since when we spoke about it last week, so we can do it together. And we can start with some new fresh eyes. So straight off the bat, of course, we can see I'm going to be looking for some setups, by the way. Let me know in the chat if this is cool with everyone. We can look live at some possible setups and potentially just put some limit orders together and see why we like these levels. And it's amazing that Sexy's in the house. Shout out Sexy, cracking trader that is. We're so lucky in this group. I hope you guys know that. You guys are amazing people. So nice liquidity trend line happening here straight off the bat. We can see that. When I see this, obviously, if you tune in this kind of lives a few times, you know that we don't see that as a reversal point. We see it as a potentially come back and take the liquidity. And if you do that level, I guess, as an area of support and resistance, you can see this kind of price action forming up here, down here, I should say. So this is definitely an area where buyers and sellers were a little bit indecisive, up, down, up, down. We're on the daily, mind you, so we can see some nice indecision here. And obviously we retested, we took out that money. So now that area is, in my eyes, invalidated because we have taken out potentially all the orders that we needed to. So you can see that was the low. It actually went a little bit lower. So next, what we can look at is potentially this harmonic, which has formed coming back to a 50%, which will be my ideal entry. So somewhere in that vicinity of the 99 to 97, which conveniently also happens to be where these two equal lows on the daily are right here. So this is definitely an area that let me do a straight line because I'm not good at drawing. There you go, right there. This is an area that I'm definitely interested in looking at potential longs. So definitely not looking at shorting right now. The sentiment is strong. We've seen some strength coming into the market. You can see this big engulfing bearish followed by an engulfing bullish. So the market has spoken. We are in a sort of bullish price action. So I would like to see this area potentially retested again, and potentially on, let's have a look at what the lower time frame offers. Not much at first glimpse. This kind of candles I don't like personally. You can see this means that there's a lot of indecision, small candles going up. So this is definitely something that we can look at for a potential setup, a very kind of vertical price action going up. Give me a retest of this trend line liquidity and give me a fib potentially from the low to wherever we may end up, which I've got a feeling is probably going to be somewhere around in this candle vicinity right here, and I'll highlight it for you. So you can see there's a bit of an imbalance left there in the 15 minutes. So potentially, you know, forecasting some sort of high there or there, and then we can look at a re-entry in the 50 to 618 or 786, but too early to see at the moment. But yeah, something to look at. We're going to be looking at longs, guys and girls, no shorts at this stage, because it's, unless you're planning on going against the markets, I think, you know, even on lower time frame, you can see we've definitely taken out this high. So now we've started to form some sort of bullish price action, so which makes sense, because remember we just talked about the dollar is ready to drop. So if that's ready to drop, assets are ready to run. So yeah, cool. That was Bitcoin out of the way. Nothing there just immediately jumping out of my eyes. I mean, this could have been a nice 1 hour setup. This candle right here, this was a nice 1 hour candle retest. That was an entry right there. I wasn't on the chart. That was at 6 p.m. I was cooking dinner for the family. that was a nice entry right there. So I hope you can all see why. It was a nice last push down before a move up. We've been through this a few times now. So let's have a look at what ETH has got in store for us. So ETH, I have a setup. So I know the Sexy has shared a few setups already, and we've yeah, I don't like this PA. It's not attractive. It's indecisive, and I agree with you, Sexy. Definitely, and if you look at Bitcoin, this is on the daily. Just hide everything and just look at the shape of the market. Bitcoin versus ETH versus Sol. So we've got Bitcoin pretty much playing on the same level. We've got Ethereum just going down and making lower lows, and we've got Solana pushing up. So massive indecision right here. Who's telling the truth? Like, if these were forex pairs, the first question you ask yourself is who's telling the truth? Who's telling the real narrative here? Is that Solana, or is, you know, we can speculate that Solana had obviously all the liquidity from the Trump coin, and yeah, it's very speculative at the moment, this market. So I'm not a huge fan, but I just want to share what I can see. Yeah, I'm currently in a pop cut Sigma and ETH. I'm at cut ETH. Yeah, look, Pat, I'm in a ETH long, and I left it on the chart. I didn't call it because this is, in my opinion, quite a risky trade. Sexy already caught up the down, the up, so I don't want to expose, you know, our disco to unnecessary risk. This is something I took again, and I took it basically just due to lower time frame price action. So as soon as I kind of saw this kind of, okay, so we're making lower, higher, we are making this kind of price retracement, and then we're going there. I've taken the long, but I am ready and prepared to be stopped out. And you can see this trend line here that I highlighted. Obviously that's liquidity. We know that we like to take out the money. I reckon the next potential and very likely, to be honest, candle to look is the 3045 to high 29. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get some sort of price action similar to this, and then we do a big sharp price down and price action moving down and then pushing up again. So this is, yeah, like I said, I'm pretty much prepared to be stopped out, but I just wanted to be exposed in a long. I've had a good week trading on lower time frame, so I'm okay with a small short. And similarly to Solana, we can see this really nice trend line that was almost perfect got taken out, and when these things happen, of course, you know, we take a flip from the low to the high and we look for the 76, right? This is our favorite area. So ideally I like some sort of price action moving into 76 and up. This was a trade that I'm actually not into anymore, so we can delete that just so that we're not confused. But now, yeah, that I'm looking for this kind of move to happen. Yeah, move stop loss at break even. Look, it's not, this is not clear price action. It's when this kind of price action happen, Pat, it you know, we're basically just gambling. There's no clear directions. The market is not giving us anything. Even, you know, the USDT dominance is just kind of chilling there. It's not giving us much. You know, this is all accumulate. Is it accumulation? Is it distribution? Are we going up? Are we going down? What is Bitcoin dominance doing? Nothing. It's just chilling there, just literally just confusing us. Like, I've been waiting for this thing. I think all of us, we've been waiting for this thing to give us a clear indication. But Bitcoin dominance has just been an absolute, yeah, I'm not gonna say it, but you know what I'm about to say. I'm just looking for this thing to reverse. And look, if you need to, you know, dump my bags another 50%, do it fast. Like, don't tease us anymore, BTC.D. Just give us this bloody, you know, reversal already. But yeah, look, obviously two harmonics playing here. You can see the blue one here, so A, B, C, D, and then A, B, C, D. I'm kind of expecting it to, and I think I put this in the chat today. This is definitely a target. This equal highs 1, 2. In my opinion, we'll see a BTC.D coming back up somewhere in the 60, low 60, that is, you know, between 59 and 61. Yeah, the first market up is going to be chaos, I reckon. I don't know if any one of you has had the chance to see or have a look at some forex, but today it was just like, what is going on? Like, my head was spinning. It was one of the days where I was just looking at the charts and I wasn't taking any trades because it was just a bit of chaos, to be honest. Like, dollar is not giving us really any clear price action yet. Some pairs were just going absolutely bonkers. Like, this was the biggest move the dollar has done in a while, and that was obviously the drop, which is expected because we obviously Trump taking office, we can expect the dollar to push down, right? Like, no, it didn't work. Tariffs, no tariffs, but this is to be expected, I guess. And I had a chart. I don't think I've ever shared this with anyone here, but I do have a presidential DXY that I've been charting for a long time. So this is probably the first time I'm sharing this here. This was a chart of all the presidents. Obviously you can see they're taking presidents throughout the years, and you can see how the dollar reacts. So obviously we can see whenever we see red, usually dollar goes down. Whenever we see blue, dollar tends to go up. And it's just a tendency of how they want, obviously, the economy to perform and whatnot. So we are now into Trump presidency. This was back in 2021, but you can see what happened. Is there a play? I think I already played it. Yeah, anyway, long story short is we can see now the dollar to go up so to go down, which makes perfect sense because we are at extreme levels right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if the DXY or the dollar index just give us another push to really just kind of take out any 110 to 109s, and then just potentially at the 112, but that's really extreme, and then just start reversing. But that was 4x. Yeah, so look, nothing on BTC immediately. We have a possible setup on ETH. I am currently in a long, not necessarily my favorite. We did take out obviously some sort of liquidity down here. We're making, this is what I don't like, and you can see now, I'll show you what I don't like. We're starting to make equal lows, which is obviously liquidity. So I don't like this because that's usually a big ass magnet that we use. Oh, hello, Mr. Greeny. How you doing?
Hey guys, how are you?
Looking at possible setups, and we're just saying how the market is not looking very decisive. We've got some BTC price action that is like very incongruent to the rest. We've got basically consolidation, we've got lower lows, we've got higher highs, and we've got higher highs yet again. So yeah, a bit indecisive. And XRP is probably the one that's showing us the strongest, even more so than Solana in my opinion. You can see obviously we have pushed past, but we haven't closed a lot higher than the last previous high, even though we printed a 296 wick. But these wicks in the market, and I know I've said it many times, but don't just take my word for it. Whenever you see daily wicks like this, where the candle closes and prints a big wick like this, just go and back test it. Usually, and I mean like 8 times out of 10, there's a movement in the opposite direction that happens, right? Because these are liquidity wicks. What we've done here in this case, we've taken out all this money, and obviously we are now ready for a short. So this was at the end of this candle right here, or this candle right here. This would have been a nice short opportunity if anyone was on the charts at the moment. You can see here wick and then explosive move up. They're everywhere. They're just basically just liquidity wicks that yeah, just take money out of the market. So with Solana now, I guess the moment of truth is, where do we stop? Are we gonna stop? I've got two. Let me just get rid of one fib. Where do we stop? Do we stop at the 50.61.8, which is currently where I have my area of interest, which we just discussed, just below these lows. I'm eyeing this one candle right here, which is kind of like a area of indecision. You can see we've had some nice order blocks right here. That means there's a lot of up down, bullish, bearish, just playing tug of war, big explosive move up, and then again a bit of resistance and then move up. So usually markets does tend to come back to these levels. So this is where I am going to be playing for a little long. I'm not expecting to take any of these highs. You can see it's barely a 1-2, almost a 1-3. But if not, the next target will be below this kind of price action right here. Definitely below this bullish price action right here, and somewhere in the 786, 886 zone, which will coincide with this nice order blocks right here. So do we see a Solana below $200 again? I think so, potentially. You can see we're starting to form obviously equal lows there. It's just a matter of when. I don't discard the fact that, you know, we will see some bullish reaction here, but eventually I think we will come back to revisit that price action. There's just some nice imbalances down here. You can see on the daily, like this candle right here screams test me again. And again, if you just hide everything, you can see we've got some nice beautiful equal lows down here. We come and take the liquidity, and then we move up and we have some beautiful imbalances right here, which is ready to be retested eventually in time. We just don't know when, right? But we like to be prepared, so just look out for that, you know. 190 to 195, 191 to 182 Solana. Good opportunity there to see some sort of, you know, bullish price action, and then continuation high. I'm bullish. Like we're still in bullish market, of course, but retracement at this time happening because of the volatility of the market, right? Like the whole Trump situation. I think we personally, and I'd love to know what Sexy and Greeny thinks if they're listening now, is I think the cycle has been sped up quite considerably because of how volatile this presidency is going to be. Obviously with crypto being thrown around, with meme coins made by the president. I don't think we're in the regular cycle anymore. I think we're now in a very sped up cycle. But let's have a look at what do we have next. XRP. Again, I'm just looking at the first major four. I do have a setup, oh man, that I just missed, and this was an easy setup too, because you can see we had some nice low down here, taken out. That was my entry right there. We just missed it. Oh, bummer. I would have called it, but yeah, it's good to see that. Obviously we have some nice TA happening for us. Where do we go now from XRP? Again, this is a nice liquidity level right here, so very vertical price action. We haven't taken out any of this highs yet, so indecisive market, just all across. Not a fan. I wanted to take a look at the Sol versus ETH chart, because obviously we have Ethereum absolutely doing nothing. It's like one of those memes where, you know, the man with the stick. XRP all over your TikTok, right? Okay. Who's interesting over TikTok? The dinosaur coin. It's a normie coin, of course. Absolutely. Why is the normie coin? Yeah, look, it's not. If you think about it, Brit, it's not so random, right? Like, I personally don't have any TikTok accounts, but I do have X. I'm quite active on X, and I'm seeing a lot of people of crypto figures saying my dad wants to buy XRP, my mom wants to buy XRP, and the logic is this: you have $103,000 Bitcoin, you have 3,300, or call it $4,000 Ethereum, you have a $238 Solana, which was, mind you, at $8 earlier this year, last year, and then you have an XRP, which is at $3. Yeah, like normies, they'd be like, oh man, I want the $3 because it's gonna go up so much. Tokenomics is not a thing, so we're lucky that we have the knowledge and understanding how, you know, what does the value comes from in a coin, but it's not common, so it's the same as sheep. That's right. So that's it. But for Sol versus Ethereum, I wanted to see some kind of strength from Ethereum, and it's just not happening, man. Like this thing. You can see obviously Solana shows strength. Yep, there you go. Holy, that was your last cycle, not this cycle. You're in the right group here. You know what you're doing now. So, but you can see Solana starting to act. Obviously, like you said, taking out liquidity. Now, I guess, do we get a retest of 65? 0.065. So this is the chart of Solana against Ethereum, right, guys and girls? So this is Solana versus Ethereum. So the higher this chart goes, the more Solana is strong. The lower this chart goes, the more Ethereum is strong. So this thing was like, it's just been on a rip because Solana obviously strength, but I am expecting some sort of potentially eventually revisit of all this price action that we have down here. It just hasn't happened. Ethereum has just been dead. Like Vitalik now rocking, you know, Milady. Like, man, just how about you just start tweeting about your own chain? Every coin is, yeah, third cycle. Okay. it's just interesting. I just find it very interesting. My money was on Ethereum just purely because of RWAs, so all the obviously real world assets, things like Ondo. Most of the TradFi was on Ethereum, right? Like all the TradFi, they're all on Ethereum, but mostly. And that was my bet up until, I guess, Trump takes presidency and launches a meme coin, and then any belief just goes out the window. So yeah, Sol versus ETH, not much I can say. Look, I'd like to see some sort of retest here, and then eventually, if we do come a retest down here, and I'm gonna be honest here. Oh, look, you're not alone, Breen. You know, I think majority of people's spots are down currently. We're just playing the long game, right? Like, people tell you that, you know, crypto goes like this, but reality is crypto goes like this. So we need to take out, I guess, a little bit of take less meme coin approach to crypto and take more of an investor approach. Like, and you know, people like, you know, Greeny, people like Craig, people like Sexy, they all tell you this: we don't build wealth overnight. It just takes time, and it just takes discipline, and it just takes patience. You know, we're used to seeing meme coins just like 0 to a quadrillion in no time, and last 48 hours was yeah, like mind share of memes is just silly. But and speaking of other setups potentially that we've been looking at last week at an AERO setup, which I'll just check before we connected. So we are very close. So this was a 4-hour candle. This is AERO Finance. So it's on Base. It's basically the uni of Base, right? So DeFi, decentralized exchange, they had at one stage more volume than Uniswap, and this 4-hour order block right here definitely has my attention, which you can see it's also nice. Nice there, 786 roughly level. I am impatient. I do have an order set up for this. I'm not against the risk to reward. You can see this is on a daily now, so risk basically just below this week, which was obviously the liquidity week that took all this money right here. That was market wide on Monday or Sunday, whatever that was. I'd like to see a retest of this week, and then we can start looking for some long, and that will coincide with a nice harmonic potentially. So AERO I do like for spot and leverage at the moment. So this is my setup. I know that I shared it last week, but I think it's worth having a look at it now. If you want to take a screenshot, entry 1.04, TP, well, I guess the last TP is 1.67, and the stop loss at 0.87. So yeah, let's have a look at Say. I know that I'm not in this chart, but I know that Sexy has called it, so perhaps if you have his setup, or if you want to just put it in here, his setup, we can look. Say is definitely looking primed. Like this is kind of make or break it, the way I see it. I like this. I like that we took out all this liquidity. I like that now we can retest 786. So we're in this beautiful area now. You can see. So straight off the bat, I'm interested. This is a good risk to reward from here to here. Box it. And now obviously it's just a matter of time to see in lower time frame. So this is now on the daily. Where are we? Low. Do we hold this low? This is the question. If we can hold this, so this 33 cents, yeah, plenty of alts in current stage. It's just to make it or break it, really. Yeah, Karma okay. The reality is, like Sexy just said in the chats, lots of alts currently are in this kind of indecisive market, and that's why I'm not a fan. I put it on the chat the other day. It's like I'm just not a fan of this price action. It's, you look on one way and just looks to be telling one story. You look on the other side and looks to be telling the other story. And time fibs is something that I guess, I don't know if we cover. We haven't really covered enough in our group, but you can actually use fibs for times as well, which is super cool, because obviously fibs are nothing but mathematical equations, so low to high, and you just basically look at obviously different levels. I got mine highlighted down there. If you do look at obviously macro level, when is it going to happen? This was the high, this was the low, so potentially it could happen. But oh, did I mute you? No, I promise I didn't.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I promise I didn't mute you. I am not doing anything. I don't even know how to mute people.
Okay, so Brick can
Did I mute anybody? Can anybody else speak?
Yeah, I'm speaking right now.
I can see the little green thing around you. Sexy's trying to speak, but I can't hear anyone.
Yeah, no, Sexy's speaking too. So
yeah,
very low greenies.
I think maybe it's maybe Aussie.
Put down this music.
I don't know, maybe
we are here.
Aussie settings.
Oh damn it! I can't hear any one of you guys. Just talking to myself.
Yeah,
it's me again. Hey guys, let me tell you a secret. I'm an old person, okay? I'm not 18. I'm a dinosaur.
I don't know.
Let me check.
I'm confused as to why though. I don't want to.
I think he has like the output set wrong, likely.
No, I should be alright.
Oh yeah, change your output. Yeah.
Probably.
Oh my god, I can't type.
Yes.
There we go. Can you hear us?
Or not?
Output external headphones.
Yo.
You got us yet?
External microphone.
Any luck? No. You got us, Aussie?
Can you still hear me? Am I still?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm really not sure. Sorry. I really don't. I hate Discord, man. I really do. Like, maybe Sexy knows it. He's tried to help me so many times. Like, oh, how can I not hear you? Oh, gotcha. Hang on a second. Default. Try to speak now.
Yeah, you got us?
Yes, I got you. Yes, there you are. It was in Discord. I needed to go on the little microphone and change the output device.
I see. Yeah. All good.
God damn it.
I wanted to pitch in on a couple of things that you're saying because I think it's important. Like the reason I think altcoins are just like so like I don't know, like what's a good description? Just chilling, let's say, right? Is because BTC.Dominance, USD.Dominance is still they're so high, right? Like you just got to stay patient, guys. I think is really what I just want to say, and I'm pretty sure Sex would probably say the same thing. It's just stay patient. Like we've got a lot on our plate over the next week or two with Trump. See how that plays out, and then just wait. Like BTC.Dominance will eventually, it probably, like Aussie shows here, it has waves on its stochastic momentum as well for me. So it definitely does probably consolidate sideways or go up, in my opinion. And then I think it capitulates.
And I think you're bang on that, Greeny brother. Just wait until we see this kind of price action. This is what we're looking for. This is what we're waiting for. Like we will have a big party when this kind of price action happens. Like until we see this, like which is a number of daily candles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This reminds me of the what was it of the Zebra chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like we want to see this. Until we see this, alts are just not going to rally. It's just now it's just consolidation time, and I personally think, Greeny brother, that we will take this equal highs again, which means a little bit more bleeding for our spot portfolio, but that's okay because we play in the long term, and it just means that we can stack up a little bit more of our favorite alts, and I'm okay with that. Like, I'm looking at Illuvian at $33. I'm looking at like amazing projects here. Like Render is at a great point in my opinion. Redium is the only one that is just like, see ya. I took profit personally up here.
I took profit, so I actually bought more though.
My entry was down here, like at $1, which I know is like some of you guys.
I was in at 0.2. Yeah, I was in 0.2.
That's insane. Yeah.
I don't know. I still think it performs. It probably outperforms, in my opinion.
And it does, and I think we've got to ask ourselves, right? And you've been around for probably more cycle than any one of us, or almost any one of us on this call, is what did uni do back then? Where does the liquidity live?
Exactly.
Where does the liquidity live? And I keep saying it, it's like, follow the money. Where does liquidity? Money is king. And if, coins on Trump, whatever you want to, like, they all live on dexes, man. Like all the normies, they had to figure out how to use, material pools, and if they wanted to farm their stuff, and Radium, like, follow the money. So that's my take. PYTH, I don't know, I don't even know how to say this one, but man, I've been stacking. This thing is the chain link of Solana. I love this project, and shout out to Sexy, he put us on this while back. I did some research. I really like this project personally. Are you still in, Sexy, on this one? You still stacking? Still in. Love it. Yeah, stacking. This.
Oh no, he's okay. He said in the chat.
Yeah, he said in the chat.
I also like PYTH a lot here. I bought PYTH as well recently.
It just makes sense, right? Like, how long? And I know that not just yourself, but a few others on this call and Discord have made huge bags in memes, but utility coins, come on. Like, it's utility where the real world eventually is going to come into play. This is where the money is. Utility coin. I'm personally looking at QRL. I've called it a few times. This is the quantum resistant ledger. I'm probably a full cycle early on this, I think. We've called it a few times in our calls, and it was down here, somewhere down here. And then this candle was the Twitter, the post, I guess, that Google did about their quantum chip. They just sent us up, hugely, and now we're into DCA territory. So this is one for the next cycle, personally, that I'm looking at. And then obviously all the AI agents, man, like, what's happening here? AIXBT, coming back potentially into the 45s. Cerebro, I don't even know. This price discovery on the downside, like, how low do we go? AI16Z is probably the only one that I'm kind of liking at this level, and I had a little punt here that obviously got stopped out. But what is everyone's thoughts? I'd love to know in the chat. Put it in the chat or come off mute. Let me know what you think about AI agents. Is this meta going to stick, or is this just a fad? I personally think it's going to stick, but not the way we see it today, because the reality is GRIFFAIN. I can take a look at GRIFFAIN. Let's have a look at GRIFFAIN. This is a nice chart, nicer than the other ones anyway. I'm log on Hat and Colin. Is it bad that I don't know either?
I don't know them either.
Yeah, it's like, what are they?
Relevant's the one guy in the group that comes in with the most wacky, consistent tokens. I love it because it opens my eyes to new opportunities.
Yeah, and this is such a cool group that we have here, right? Like, we just effectively challenge each other's train of thoughts every time on the calls, and this is what it's all about in crypto. But the only thing I would say about GRIFFAIN is obviously we rejected, so we didn't make a higher high, and now you can see we're starting to make lower lows. So the bullish price action probably stopped here, and now obviously we're making lower lows. How low do we go? Well, if we take a fib, we can probably have a bit of a better understanding. Latest price action on the daily, we're at the 50.61.8. I don't think we stopped there. I think we're probably gonna go and retest at the very least this week and take out that liquidity. So potentially looking at our favorite area 76, which is 35 cents to 32 cents potentially for GRIFFAIN. GRIFFAIN in an Aussie accent. GRIFFAIN, mate. GRIFFAIN. But I think I've seen this on the timeline a bit. HAT in Solana launch platform V2 coming out soon, should send. Okay, let's have a look at HAT. Is this even going to be on TradingView? That's the question.
It's probably not like it's probably pre-sale then if it's
top HAT. Let's have a look. V2. The fact that it's got a V2, maybe that means they've been around. Is this the one? Let's have a look.
Real time.
Yeah, it's
out.
It's out. That is it.
Yeah.
Okay. What are we looking at? Where do we stop? Yeah, hard to tell. Like charts like this, and Greeny could probably, and Sexy can probably tell you, like charts like this until it's highly speculative, right? Like there's no structure, there's nothing. Year in price discovery up or down is hard to. Yeah, it's just impossible. Like I could flip this chart, and it's like, how hard do we go? where does it end? Like, it's just anyone's guessing game. So. Hard to tell. Falling knife, or like, or the opposite. It's just like sell it to oblivion. Hard to tell for this, but this is a project that I've been looking at. LMT, which is also Limitus. It's another AI agent, obviously going down at the moment. So put it on your radar. I will have. Yes, I do have the CMC. I'll bring it up. This is something that put it on your watch list. It's an AI agent, so I'll talk about it in a post. But I kind of know some VCs involved in this, and I'll give you a few more details later on. But let's have a look at the Bitcoin CM. Is that what you mean? The CME?
No, don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. I was asking for the HAT coin market cap.
Oh,
because I couldn't find it. So.
Oh, okay, gotcha. AI agents are volatile as fuck. Yes, they are. I'm actually building an AI agent myself.
Love it.
Yeah, so I've got the front end, so I've got the website ready. I've got the AI component done. Yeah, watch out. The green group.
Making it tokenized.
This is recorded on YouTube, so I probably shouldn't say. But let's just say that Greenies group. If you wanna know what's gonna happen, you're gonna have to join the Greenies group, and yeah, you might just get the scoops.
There you go.
Yeah, it's gonna be an AI agent with actual utility. Not that. Yeah.
Sexy's comment so good.
Who's that coming with this guy who doesn't know? Oh, mate. Yeah. I don't know my way around Discord, but I could. Like, I'm a data engineer, full stack. I can do your websites. I can build you AI agents. No problem. Just how the work goes, mate. But I'm really bad at mathematics too. So. Selective with my time. That's it, Brett. You gotta be selective. I spend my time kicking out with you guys. Let's have a look. So I don't like anything at the moment. That's kind of like the short of it is obviously the big fours. They're all telling us a different story. We don't know which one is going to be right or not. We've had a look at a couple of, I guess, smaller one. I was looking at Ton the other day. I did like the only network that is for spot at these levels. We have hit some really interesting price action here. You can see all along here. So historically, we've had some really nice reaction from this level. So potentially TON is one of the only few alts that I'd be inclined to long at a spot at this level. Sorry, a leverage at this level, just because of historic price action. You can see we've kind of tend to respect these lows. The question mark is what happens if we don't? Well, then there's a big gap. So there's a big fall. So have a look at Turtle 2 and Turtle 3, definitely. So we can see this is total market cap. Pushing up, hopefully take out these highs, start pushing higher. This is total 3, a little bit far behind, and I think hat is good on deck screener. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's 0.5. Just be careful of that wick. We can have a look another time. Total 2, total 3. Yeah, we can definitely have a look. Sexy. We gotta take this high, man. Push us higher, please. It's just such a indecisive. Yeah, which is it's this market. I think is really effing with people's brains. Like I thought majority of people thought, Trump is going to take into the office, we're just going to rock it up, and everybody thought BTC.Dominance. As soon as we saw this and this, people thought, okay, lower low, we're going to make a lower high here and we're just going to reverse down. And instead, you can see we ended up making a higher high, even not by much, but the price action currently happening is just excuse the French, but a mindfuck. It's absolute mindfuck. I don't think it's ready to fall either. I think it's it's showing a strength, and you can see big wick. That tells us that there's buying pressure. So obviously the bears are trying to push us down, the market BTC dominance, of course, but they're just not having any luck. Like you can just see, look at this. If you just look at the shape of the candles, team, like we have 1, 2, 3 bullish candles eaten up by an engulfing, and then market pushes up again, and then another 3 bear down. So we basically just calling up, and at this stage is, do we go up and we break out? I think we will, and if we don't, great, then close below 57. A close below 55 is where we really want to be. On a daily you can see it's a little bit clearer, but a close below 57, it's great. A close below 55 just sends us flying for alts, but it's kind of where we are. So it's just unfortunate that we have a few set up like Maker that just been chilling. We're in the red, but it is what it is. Other setup like Caspar we took, and we saw this nice Elliott playing out, and we played it nicely. So obviously 1, 2, I'll draw it up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was all the way up here, A, B, C. Then we had a mini alleyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then another A, B, C. So now for Caspar, I'm expecting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And do we take out this high? Hopefully we go past the 20. We'll see for Caspar, but that's another one alongside with PYTH that I've been stacking at this level. Every time we come back into the 12s. What do you think the ultimate low for BTC this cycle below 40k? Great question. If we go back onto BTC historically, right? I've shared this chart a few times, but these are basically just levels that I've marked up just just due to I guess cycle highs and lows and the base of where we head. Ever since the inception of Bitcoin, we tend to find a base for the next cycle, and it's usually around the 1618 area. So that was the base. For the next one, you can see that was the new base. We didn't quite get there because we got this one. For this one, we got the yellow one. So look at the colors. Sorry, should have said. If you look at the colors, I've made it color coded so it's a little bit easier. 1618 is the base of the next cycle, and then the last one is based on this cycle here, which was the one here. And I must have deleted it, but I can do it here live. So basically 1618 takes us as a base and of 100,004. So this, where we are right now, this this price action that we can see here, indecision, it's effectively, at least the charts say it's going to be the base of this cycle. Does it mean that we're never going to go below? No, definitely not. You can see in previous cycles we have gone below the cycle. Like in this case, this was the bear, this was the base, and we dropped down an extra 49%, but we come back, revisit, and then exploded up. So personally, I think the cycle will depend on how much does Bitcoin cost to mine. Currently in the United States, I think it's about 80 grand, which is huge. But other countries, I think if you look it up, worldwide average, I think is about 60k currently to mine one Bitcoin. So you can dip a little bit below historically. The charts show that, but not for a very long time. It just becomes unprofitable for miners to mine Bitcoin. So if I was to take a punt as to where the next drop is, and I'm not even thinking about what the high is in this cycle, I've got, you can see probably targets up there, 140, 160. I reckon we fill back this 79 and we potentially come back into this price action down here. That's for the bear market though, right? This is going to be bear market price action, I think, potentially. So 50s to 60s relevant to answer your question. That's probably, I think, my bear case scenario, which we're not here now obviously, but in a year or so, I think that's going to be the price action that we revisit eventually. But yeah,
I agree with that take.
Yeah, just time, right? Like time, and
yeah. If you look at Bitcoin, traditionally it doesn't hit its previous all-time high until the bear market.
That's right. That's right.
Of default, like of that next cycle. So for me, I think you could probably go down to maybe worst case scenario 40s, but I would say 60s to 70s is probably where I'd target.
And if it's a 40, I think it's going to be like, one of these ones, one of these weeks, and liquidity take, liquidity sweep, and off we go. But hey, like this is why we're going to take profits, right?
Exactly.
We want that to happen. Lower.
It does depend how high it goes, right? Because traditionally we see at least a 65% drawdown. So like if we do get to like 200k,
yeah,
like 208k would be the extension, the 3.618 from the all-time high last cycle to the low this cycle. If we go down 70% from there, that puts us down at 62k, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. The
one thing I am reluctant to do when I've been taking all this, and I've been studying these extensions for a while. So, and it's like I'm not the first one to say off by any means, but as the cycle's gone with Bitcoin, the explosive moves up tend to be less, right?
Diminishing, yeah.
That's right, and it's normal. So we're now approaching cycles where I'm not going to shoot at 3618. I don't even have it on here. I'm probably going to look at it maybe 2618.
I agree.
That 160. I think back here we could look at 3618s and whatnot. But now, yeah, I mean, this cycle I'm probably going to be looking at 2618, and maybe next cycle, we're talking years away now, but you know, next cycle potentially we could look at the 1618. It just we approaching the pointy end.
I'm looking at so if we pull the low this cycle to that 2.618 fib and use that as maybe the cycle top at 156-ish K is what I've got on this chart, then the 618 is 69,000, which aligns very much so with previous price action from last cycle as well. So that could be your low around there potentially.
Yeah, the 79% usually, like I said, like it's around the 70, like from low to high. This is what we're discussing here, guys. So from the high to the low of the bear market, you know, we've seen usually around the 70%, which takes us back to the 50K for the high 40s potentially, and we're just basically guesstimating here, right? Like obviously, you know, it could be 170, it could be, we're just guesstimating, but it's good to have an idea, I guess, where to take profit. And personally, like I think everyone on this call is bullish on crypto. Like there's no doubt about it. We just need to be a bit realistic in time. Like I don't think we're gonna see a 500K Bitcoin this cycle. You know what I mean? Like
no. That's too much money.
That's right. And it will happen. It will happen eventually. But I think we're, you know, at least a cycle away potentially too. Like just look at this. Just look at how the chart. This is a weekly chart of Bitcoin to get to 500K. What kind of, like, this is not a shitcoin, guys. We would have to see, you know, like this cycle ends here. We would have to see like some sort of crazy price action, and I just don't think it's possible.
Like,
yeah.
For us to get to 200K, that's $2 trillion.
That's right.
Has to go in.
That's right. It's we just have to be a bit realistic and just be happy with profit. And I think, you know, taking profit is probably one of the hardest thing. It's easier to you know, take a loss than to take profits, because we just get so much attached to our bags and bag holding. Like I've round trip so many meme coins. Fuck. Oh yeah, this thing is gonna go up. It's like, nope. Take profits. And you had a shout out to you, Granny. You had an awesome post today. It's like, this is 1,000 reminder. Take profit.
I'll be tweeting that every day, nearly, I reckon.
Oh man, like you just have to, right? Like, yeah, we're approaching times, and Ray was a great example. Like when you see some sort of price action, well, let me find it. It's down here, my Solana. When you see this kind of price action, like this, you gotta take profit. You just have to, and you look at on the weekly. Like you just take, you know, charts aside. Like you can see beautiful candle right here. So we have on the weekly bearish pressure, bearish. Oh, there's a bullish price action. So there's indecision in the market. Okay, let me just drag this out here, and then it continues down. And sure enough, you can see like we're starting to do. I do think personally, Granny and Sexy and anyone on the call, I think we will see the $10 and potentially even the $14 Radium. Like this thing is just gonna go up. But I'm happy to have taken and secure profits, because
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. It's risky for me to buy more here, but I'm actually basing that, and I spoke about that on stream today with Craig. Actually, more of a fundamental trade in this one than a technical trade on this one.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to go with your gut, and understand the strength of the market. And Mando put a great tweet out today, and I compounded that because I've been talking about Radium since July 2023. And I think don't fade strength, and I think something like this is more of a fundamental. Okay, they're earning a shit ton of fees, like number one nearly in the whole crypto space. So don't ignore that. And you said it before, where does liquidity go? It goes to Radium.
Money. Follow the money. This goes in TradFi, this goes everywhere. So yeah, that's kind of my my overall look at the market for this week. Just basically just chilling, guys, and unless we start to see some sort of setup clearing a little bit for BTC, like I was just looking at this on the lower time frame, 15 minutes obviously imbalance. If we do come here, this could be a scalp short potentially, so something like this. You know, we can look at a 1, 2, 3, something around here. This could be a trade, but do you want to take a scalp? It's up to you. Does it fit your trading plan? It's up to you. Personally, I'm not a huge scalp trader. I do sometimes for fun, but I think in this market it's really risky to be taking kind of things. So I'm in a ETH long, which I'm going to be closing, and then I want to be in a BTC short. It's just a bit all over the market currently. So just gonna take it easy. I'm gonna look at some stocks instead.
I gotta bounce, guys. I'm gonna watch the tennis with my wife. So
awesome.
Have a lovely night.
Thank you for tuning in, and to be honest, thank you everyone for tuning in. And if there's anything else that you want me to cover quickly, I can go through it. Otherwise, I'm gonna tune out too. No problem, Brett.
Easy, guys. Have a good evening or good day wherever you are around the world.
Thanks, brother. Thank you. Awesome. Team, love you as always. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for spending time with us, kicking in, and always a pleasure and never a chore. See you guys next time. Ciao.